Well, you've got 15 on 15. Next, we are going to start with a new concept, adjectives. Okay, we saw noun, we saw pronoun, now we are going to see adjectives. Now, all these we will not be repeating again, because when you go to the higher classes, it will be an advanced study of adjectives or pronouns or nouns. So, I am not going to dwell on it again. So, when I teach you itself, concentrate and clarify your doubts. Okay, shall we go on to adjectives? Now, what is an adjective? An adjective is a describing word. It describes a noun or a pronoun, or it qualifies it. So, an adjective is a describing or qualifying word. Okay? A describing or qualifying word is an adjective. And what does it qualify or describe? It describes or qualifies a noun or a pronoun. Now that you have done both, you will be very clear on it. So, the next topic is adjectives. Okay, adjectives, what are they? Describing, or it describes or qualifies a noun. Describes or qualifies a noun or pronoun. Okay, is that clear? Now, for example, I will just tell you orally, it is a beautiful rose. So, beautiful is a word which describes or qualifies the noun rose. Mary or Maria is a lady who is very clever. Maria is very smart, she is very clever, or she is a clever woman. Okay, clever is the word which describes or qualifies woman or Maria, both the same. So, a pronoun or a noun. Okay, which describes or qualifies a noun or a pronoun, it is an adjective. Okay, now we are going to see, I am not going to give you exercise on filling up adjectives or underlining adjectives. It is very simple, because in lower classes you would have done it. Now, we are going to just see the different kinds of adjectives, and we are going to see the comparison of adjectives, which will be useful for your high school, that is 8, 9 and 10, and also in your 11 and 12. This comparison of adjectives will be the most wanted one in your high school and higher secondary. So, all the simple ones I am going to omit, because what we are doing just now is high school grammar. Okay, different kinds of this is just for you to know the different kinds that I am giving you, and then after I give you the kinds, we will be moving on to comparison of adjectives. Okay, I am going to give you just 5 adjectives. First one, qualitative adjective. Second one, quantitative, adjective. Third one, demonstrative, demonstrative adjective. Fourth one, interrogative, you learnt in your pronouns also interrogative pronoun. Here also you have. And the fifth one, is adjective of number or numeral. Okay, so you see the 5 kinds, and what do each one, what does each one do, what does each adjective do, we will see. Okay, it describes the characteristics. It describes the characteristics of the noun. Okay. So, for example, the fearless child went near the tiger. Fearless describes the child, isn't it? Next one, quantitative. Answers to the question, how much? Okay, example I will give you. They had only some rice left. Some. How much? Some. Demonstrative adjective, it says, it points out to a particular or specific noun. Example, these dishes are not washed. These. Okay, points out to some specific. Which dishes? These dishes. Okay. Now, interrogative questions. How, when, all that. Okay. Example, which song have you selected for the competition? Which song have you chosen for the, or have you selected for the competition? Okay, which is the interrogative adjective. Next, numeral adjective, it talks about number, that is how many. In this you have cardinal, ordinal and the general numbers. Okay. Cardinals are like 1, 2, 3 and all, and ordinals are first, second, third. Okay. In this you have cardinals, one, two, okay, ordinals, first, second, etc. Okay. So this is how okay, this is how, like I will give you examples for this. Ram always stood first in the class. Okay, do you understand? Or she was the second to come. Okay, that is ordinals. Cardinals is he had 3 bags. Okay, Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. Now 3 here denotes the cardinals and it belongs to numeral adjective. Okay. So even numbers are adjectives, and colors are also adjectives. Colors will come under qualitative adjectives. So please remember, even numbers and colors are adjectives. Okay, so now you go through it. Qualitative adjective describes the characteristics. Example, the fearless child went near the tiger. Fearless, it describes the quality of the child. Next one, quantitative adjective, how much? They had only some rice left. Some, much, many, all this will come under quantitative. Demonstrative adjective points out to a specific noun. These dishes are not washed. Those are the ones which are washed. So these, those, this, that, all these are demonstrative adjectives. Interrogative adjective asks questions. Which song have you selected for the competition? Which is a question here. Numeral adjective is how many, that is 1, 2, 3 or the first, second, third. So Ram always stood first in the class. Here first is an ordinal number and it denotes the numeral adjective. So is that clear, the kinds of adjectives? Now we will go on to the comparison of adjectives, the degrees of comparison. Okay. Okay, now I am going to teach you how to form adjectives from nouns, verbs and adjectives themselves. Okay. Now, after we do that only, I am going to go on to the next step of using the degrees of comparison. Okay, now when you go to higher classes, you may have to convert one word into another part of speech. For example, girl, Okay, girl is a noun. Convert this noun into an adjective. If they say, you may wonder how can a noun be converted into an adjective? But it's very easy. I am going to teach you certain words like girl, girlish. Okay, she is very girlish in her behavior means it describes that girl. Okay, it describes that person. Okay, so let's see how we can convert nouns into adjectives, that is one from one part of speech to the other. So this is formation of adjectives. Now we are going to do from noun. Noun to adjective. Okay. Now, first word. Boy, boyish. Okay, the word boy, which is a noun, can be converted into an adjective, which is boyish. Okay, I am going to give you 10 words. First one is boy. Next, fool, foolish. Next word, play. That was their play. Okay, play. Play can be even a verb. Okay, go and play. Okay, I'll take another word, hope. Hope can also be a verb as well as a noun. Hope, hopeful. Okay, next word, trouble. Troublesome. Next word, gold. Golden. Dirt, dirty. Same way, dirt, dirty, storm, stormy. Next, pardon. Pardonable. Next word, glory. Glory, glorious. Okay, next word, king. Kingly. And gift. gifted. Okay, now I have given you 10 words which are nouns which can be converted into adjectives. Okay, shall we make it into sentences? Ramesh is a naughty boy, he is very boyish. Okay, boyish, boyish. Don't give me a foolish answer. So it describes the answer, foolish. Foolish describes the answer. We should be hopeful of our future, or we should be hopeful in our life. Hopeful, it describes the life. The three little boys are very troublesome. Troublesome describes the three boys, the quality of the three boys. Troublesome. Okay. She wore a golden crown. Golden. It describes the crown. Dirt. Please wash your dirty hands. So, dirty, it describes the hands, how they are, the noun hands, and it comes from the word dirt. Pardonable. Okay. I feel that this offense is pardonable. That means which can be forgiven. Okay. Pardonable. Glorious. Oh, what a glorious sight it was. Okay. Glorious sight, it describes the sight. Kingly. He wore a kingly robe. Robe means a dress. So it describes the dress. Kingly. Gifted. She is a gifted person. That is, describes that person or that lady, gifted person. Gifted means who is very talented, who has been blessed by God. Okay. So, we have all these adjectives here. Next, we are going to form 5 adjectives from verbs. Okay. Five from verbs. Verbs to adjectives. Okay. Okay. Play. Playful. Talk. Talkative. Next, tire. Tireless. Next one, seize and move. Ceaseless. Cease, ceaseless. Move, movable. Okay, these 5 words are taken from verbs. Have you copied down all this? Okay. Now, we saw how nouns are formed into adjectives. Here, verbs can be changed into adjectives. Okay. Now, I am going to give you the usage of these words. First, play, playful, talk, talkative, tire, tireless, seize, ceaseless, move, movable. All these are verbs and I have converted these verbs into adjectives. Okay. We can just say Ramesh, or we can say Sam is a very playful boy. So, it describes Ramesh. Okay. Talk. Sita is a very talkative girl. Talkative. So it describes Sita. Tireless. My father is a tireless worker. Tireless means without getting tired, who works and works on. Cease. Gandhiji was a ceaseless crusader. Okay, ceaseless without stopping. It describes Gandhiji. Move. We have both movable and non-movable property, movable. Okay, so we have now I have told you how to use these adjectives in sentences of your own. So next I am going to teach you how adjectives can be made into another adjective. One adjective to another adjective. Okay. First one, tragic. Tragic accident. So that itself is an adjective. I will make it into another adjective, tragical. Next one, whole, black, whole. He ate the whole lot of rice in the plate, and this can be changed into wholesome. Next one, black. Any color is an adjective, but we can convert it into another adjective as blackish. So, blue, bluish, green, greenish, white, whitish. Okay. Sick. He is a sick person, sickly. Okay. Now, number also can be changed into, numbers can be changed into another adjective. Number itself is an adjective, it can be changed into another adjective. 3, okay, threefold. We can say threefold blessing. Okay, now we will see how to change it into sentences. Tragic. It was a tragical accident. So it describes the accident. Wheat is a wholesome food. Wholesome. Black. The sari or her hair was very blackish. Okay, blackish. Sick. My grandmother had always been a sickly person. Sickly. He got the threefold blessings, that is 3 times more. Okay, threefold. So have you understood the concept now? How nouns, verbs and adjectives can be converted into adjectives as such. And I have given you how to use them also in sentences. So you are thorough with adjectives as such. Now we are going to see the different degrees of comparison. Okay. Okay, we saw how to change different parts of speech into adjectives. Now we are going to see the 3 different forms of adjectives. Adjectives change in their forms according to 3 different kinds, and they are called the degrees of comparison. Okay, I repeat again, adjectives can change their forms in 3 different ways, and these 3 different ways are called the degrees of comparison. Okay, now we are just going to see adjective degrees of comparison. Okay, I told you adjectives can exist in 3 different forms and they are called the degrees of comparison. They are 3 kinds. Okay. The positive degree. The next one is the comparative degree. And the third one is the superlative degree. Okay, these are the 3 different kinds of degrees. Okay, the positive degree of an adjective is the adjective in its simplest form. Okay, if I say this mango is sweet, this mango is sweet. It describes the mango and this is the simplest form. So, the simplest form of an adjective is called the positive degree. Okay. Next one. So, the positive degree of an adjective is the adjective in its simplest form. It is used to denote the mere existence of some quality of what we speak about. It is used when the comparison is made, like it is used before the comparison. This is before the comparison is made. Next we are going to see how this can be used in a comparative form. The comparative degree of an adjective denotes a higher degree of the quality than the positive. If anything that we refer to is slightly higher than the simpler form, then it is called the comparative degree. Okay, so the comparative degree of an adjective denotes a higher degree of the quality than the positive and it is used with when 2 things are compared. Okay, now if you compare A with B, A is bigger than B, or A is richer than B, or B is smaller than A. So, when we compare 2 things, we can use the comparative degree. Do you understand? And one should be higher. If both are the same, then we cannot compare, isn't it? So, one should be higher than the other in quality, only then we can use the comparative degree. So, comparative degree is always better than the positive degree. So, I will use the same adjective here. Example, this apple is sweeter than that mango. Okay. Now I have used an adjective which is better than the ordinary kind, that is sweet. Sweet, sweeter. Okay, do you understand now? Okay, so you know what is positive degree and now you know what is comparative degree, because we are comparing this with this mango with the apple, and I say that this apple is sweeter than the mango. Okay, next one. The adjective, the superlative degree of an adjective denotes the highest degree of the quality, and it is used when more than two things are compared. As, okay, if I say example, this pineapple is the sweetest of all fruits. Okay, now if you see this word sweetest, this is the best of all. There is nothing else which is better than that. So always remember, when we compare only two things, we cannot have the superlative. Okay? When we compare only A and B, for example A and B, then we can have only positive and comparative. We cannot have the superlative. But when we have more than two things only, we can have the superlative. Do you understand now? See, for example, this pineapple is the sweetest of all fruits. All fruits, so more than one or two. Okay, so it is the highest degree of quality. Do you understand that? So this is the simplest degree of quality. This is the comparative degree of quality when it compares to the other and it is better than the previous one. And superlative degree is the highest degree of quality, and it is used when more than two are compared. Okay, when only two are compared, only till comparative we can have, we cannot convert it into superlative degree. Is that clear now? Okay, now I am going to give you some sentences and you are going to write it in the different degrees that I mentioned. Okay, now before going in to form sentences and change one to the other, the main thing is how to form three different forms of degrees of comparison. I am going to teach you. Okay, now if an adjective is of one syllable, for example, bad, good, or tall, these are all one syllabled words or one syllabled adjectives. So this has a different way of forming comparative and superlative. Okay, so these words which are adjectives which have one syllable will form their comparative and superlative by adding er and est. Okay, these are the rules of the formation of different degrees of comparison. So the first rule is one syllabled words one syllabled adjectives or words will take er and est to form comparative and superlative degrees. Okay. Shall we see now? I will give you a few, not all, because your Wren & Martin book gives a lot of words. I will just pick a few and give from there so that you know how to change. So, positive, comparative, and superlative. First one, sweet. Comparative will take ER, sweet, it is only one syllable. Sweeter. And superlative will take EST. Bold, bolder, boldest, clever, cleverer, cleverest. Okay, the next one, the second rule. When the positive ends in Y, what happens? It is changed into I before adding ER and EST. Okay. Let us see. First one, happy. It ends with Y. Now Y is taken off and I is added. Happy, Y is taken off and I is added and ER is added to it. Happier and happiest. Happy, Y is taken off and I is added and then EST. Okay. Heavy or EC. Easier, easiest. Next one, wealthy. Wealthier, wealthiest. Okay. So, we have seen two rules. One more rule I will give here. When the positive ends in E, what happens? Only R and EST is added and ST. R and ST are added. Already it is ending in E, isn't it? So, we need not take ER and EST. So, only R and ST are added. Okay. So, let us see those. Brave, fine, large, noble, wise. Okay. So, mention 3 words now. Brave. Braver, only R is added. Bravest, only ST is added. Large, already E is there, so larger, only R is added, and here only ST is added. Okay, wise, already E is there, so wiser, only R is added, and wisest. Okay, so you understand now. I am going to give you 2 more rules before which we will just say sweet, sweeter, sweetest, bold, bolder, boldest, clever, cleverer, cleverest. Now these 3 words have only 1 syllable: sweet, bold, clever. So, 1 syllabled words will always take ER and EST for its comparative and superlative. When the positive degree ends with Y, happy, no matter whether it is single syllables or double syllable, when it ends with Y, then what happens to that Y? It becomes I and it takes ER, and I and it takes EST. Happy, happier, happiest. Easy, easier, easiest. Wealthy, wealthier, wealthiest. Okay. When the positive degree ends in E, then already there is an E, so we do not add another ER or EST, only R and ST are added. Brave, braver, bravest. Large, larger, largest. Wise, wiser, wisest. So, we have seen 3 rules now. I am going to teach you 2 more rules. Okay, take down and you better memorize the rules so that you will know how to make the comparative and the superlative. Now, we will go on to the 4th rule. 1 syllabled adjectives ending in a consonant. Ending in a consonant will take ER and EST, will take another consonant and then take ER and EST, plus the same consonant plus ER, plus it will take ER and EST. Okay. Now, for example, 1 syllabled adjectives ending in a consonant will take the same consonant again and then it will take ER and EST to form the comparative and superlative degrees. Now, for example, red. I will give you another word: hot, wet. Now, you see red, it will take the same consonant again, red. Okay, do you understand? So, all these 1 syllabled consonants ending in a consonant D, now it will take another consonant, the same consonant plus ER. Okay. Same way, reddest, REDD, est. Again hot, hotter, hot. Again it will repeat the same consonant and then take er, and here again hottest. Wet, I will write it a little higher to save place. Wet, wetter. You are repeating the T again and then er, again wettest. Another mad, madder, maddest. So, whatever the consonant it ends with, it repeats it and then takes er and est. Okay. The next rule, the fifth rule. Okay. Adjectives with more than 2 syllables will take more and most. For what? Comparative and superlative. Okay. Now let's see. What shall we say? Beautiful. Beautiful. How many syllables does it have? Beautiful. 3 syllables. We can't say beautifuler and beautifulest. We always say more beautiful and most beautiful. Okay, more beautiful and most beautiful. See, because it has more than 2 syllables, that is, it has 3 syllables, isn't it? Beautiful. So, we have more and most for the comparisons. Okay, difficult, courageous, all that. Difficult. Difficult. More difficult. Most difficult. Courageous. Courageous. 4 syllables. Same way, more courageous, most courageous. Okay. There is another one which is irregular comparison, doesn't follow any rules at all. Okay. Last one. Irregular comparison. Okay, this, for example, the word good. It doesn't follow any of the rules that I have mentioned here. We don't say good, good or goodest, or we don't say more good, most good. It says good, better, best. Same way, bad. Have you heard of badder and baddest? No. Bad, worse, worst. Okay. So, these are all irregular comparisons. Okay. So, I have given you examples from everything we have done so far, 6 different rules, and I have taught you how positives take comparatives and superlatives. So, you go through, you can even verify Wren and Martin for more words, because if I keep doing all the words it will take a long time, but these are the rules and I have given you a few examples so that you will know how these are formed. Okay. Now, next we will move on to how to change one sentence into the other.